Hello and welcome, I'm Shadowhawk2012 and this is Endless Space, which is a game still in beta by Amplitude Studios, and I'm kind of getting into it in quite a big way actually. The game's not due to be fully released till August, so this isn't a full Let's Play as such, but on the forums there is this little challenge which has been posted by Devere. I have actually gone through this once and without actually reading the challenge first. I just played it without using my first turn to explore, so I'm going to use the knowledge I gained from that first run to have a go at the second run. Now, I've left that long enough there for you to read. You can pause it if you want to read any more. But pretty much, our game here is to pretty much go fully on the population values. So we're going to load up game. UE Sir 5120, go. As I say, I'll probably do a full Let's Play when this is formally released, but for now, Endless Space. We're in space, we have an empire, we have a colony ship, we have a scout ship, and we're sending them both this way. Why are we sending them both this way? Because there are good planets this way. There are less good planets here. Now, first thing we're going to do on turn 1, we're going to set our tax rate to 25%. Now, this raises the happiness of the Empire and thus gives higher production science and lower dust values. For example, as it was currently set, we had 8 and 8 here. Actually, there is a... That's the optimal production value, so we'll stick there. It does, however... population growth still the same. So that's the optimum rate, and that gives us 12. We need 20 initially, and the reason we need 20 is because... heroes. Heroes are pretty much high-ranking officials, which give various benefits depending on their stats. This is probably the one we want at the start. He's an administrator and corporate, so he gives high labour skill, which improves the food production and factory production, whatever we want to call it. And corporate increases the science income and dust income. Dust is basically money, and you can use it to buy things, such as these heroes, for a standard upkeep, which they will make back if they have any kind of corporate skills. The other two aren't really relevant to the fast track things, but they have additional skill. Pilot, heroic fighting on space on the ground, make combat manoeuvres, quite useful in fleets, and Commander, which is leading fleets into battle. They gain experience as they go on and improve gradually. Although the combat ones tend to improve faster, if only because combat gives them experience. Now, on first planets can build a number of things, and heavy isotope refineries is a good one to get as early as you can, because it improves the production value. However, we also want evolved soils, because this would increase our food output, and thus increase the population faster, allows everything else to be improved faster. It also has this, which is Hydromeal. Now, this produces an extra free food for population on the planet, so currently 9, and effective if I get a monopoly, is 20% food on the entire empire. So we are going to stick with that order. This is a useful boost, but not that useful. Fleet design, we're not going to go into too much just yet. We've already set our tax rate. The tech screen. The big, terrifying tech screen. And I still have not really got the hang of this thing yet. But either way, we have various technologies which open up various things. We want to get this one first, because that will... These are the two we want first. This one initially will allow us to unlock each of these, and we need that Hydromeal as quickly as we can because that increases our population. Next thing we want to improve is this thing here. Now, alien grafting is an upgrade of the food production specialty I was putting on that world, and as soon as this is researched, it will automatically upgrade it. So that's a useful thing, and obviously +2 for the Terran world, +2 for the planet, 4 per population, on top of sustainable farms, which will produce more population, more food growth on planets which don't normally have it. Our third point of research is probably going to be the colonizing of arid worlds. because it's an arid world which has hydromel, which will get us faster to the overall benefit. Once those three are done, we actually want to rush to this technology, which is the 40% science. But, sorry, apologies, and I've now completely lost my train of thought. Because the challenge is only 30 turns, while we are going to get more research per turn due to additional population, it's unlikely we'll get much beyond this, but we want to rush to this improvement because, heck, 40 additional science gives, we're already producing 9 a turn from our single planet. There's a use for it. As I say though, I think getting these two first is probably the best way to initially go. I might be mistaken, I might be making a bucket load of errors, but heck, that's what we're going to do. We are going to at least stick with this one first, buying it possibly. It's tempting to just up the tax rate and try and get things, but as you can see, that already produces a lot of problems. And yeah, that is the optimal rate. It doesn't actually change it between those two. But if we have it at 0, our population growth is improved, we'd have 8 there. But ultimately we need that hero there first, so we'll optimize that as much as we can. Right, end of a turn. So we're now on to turn 2. We're going to activate our units there, and this is the first planet we want to go to with this colonization fleet. We want to send this scout up to here though. So why do we want to get there? Because there's actually a 2 hydromel over there, which will help us out. And while we can't currently research it, that's the best way we want to go here. Now we need at least 8 from this now. And as you can see, we can put it up to 6. That would improve population growth by a lot of turns. 10 industry also means we get that in 7 turns, but we'd have to wait 2 on our hero. We go there first, then we go to there. Okay. We need that hero to be on this system. He probably won't stay on the system, strangely, because it's not a particularly good starting system. Desert worlds are quite good for production. Barren worlds are good for money. The asteroid belt is good for everything, but the tech to get it isn't really within a 30-turn timescale. This is the only good world, and while we need it to start producing colony ships as fast as possible, well, that's the next step, really. We might even bypass the old soils unless... Dunno. The production, though, is probably a good move off the bat. Right. Now, that leads to the Aya system. We're going to move that further, though, and you're going to go down there. Esh has 1 planet that can be colonized, and it's not a... Another interruption, sorry. Oh dear, all these interruptions. Anyway, as I was saying, this is quite a good world, and it's one we do want to colonize. The other world here is a hollow planet, so increased production, more science, but ultimately it's a barren world. We can't colonize it for a while. The ocean is one of the few planet types we can actually colonize off the bat without any research. However... I want to get that now. We're going to go for that now. Especially as we're 3 turns away from researching the tech, which will basically give a massive boost. Now, speaking of massive boost, we want to push that as far down as we can while optimizing things. As you can see, I get no benefit from 15 down to 0, so we might as well keep it there. Just checking there. So yes, 2 additional food made, 10 industry, 10 science, 8 dust, and no change in anything here. We're reducing 10 a turn, but that won't speed us up. So, turn 3 over and done with. Oh, darn it! I missed a turn here, haven't I? Yes, I have. I should have hired you. And yay, my 30-turn limit is already looking a bit tricky. We're gonna inspect you. You have labor 7. We're going to assign you. So that now gives us a bit of an increase and giving us 11 production, 10 science, a bit more food. Huzzah! And he'll start gaining experience at a set rate. And hello, Mr. Fleet. We start very close to another fleet, which is not a good thing. And as you can see here, Zurak. And the reason I wanted the Arid world, there's the second Hydromel world. This does have another ocean planet with coral reefs. As I said, the two coral reef planets are the next targets for finding things. But for now, I'm just going to use you to explore. You will be there next turn, able to colonize. We can't, I think, speed things up any further. And we're still producing four tasks a turn, actually. Just check there. Yeah, we cut an extra turn for population, 5 turns away from that. I think also we're going straight for a colony instead of taking the extra evolved soils. This does give us a bit of a production boost. We will get to that colony fast, but we need that there. Right. End turn. And now they are technically blockading the planet, but since there's no resources coming in from any of them, that's not a problem. No, actually they left. And as you can see there is a planet here. It is a brilliant little world. Hadopelagic life, +1 food per population, +2 science per population. The large jungle automatically gives it free food and 4 production. It's a brilliant little world. And also, it has that Hydromel game event. We have now populated our second world. First thing we want to do is probably exploit it. 6 turns, that will get that food thing sorted out, which is probably about the same time we'll get the second benefit going. Heavy Isotope Refinery should probably have been first, but we'll have additional population on that planet in moments. It's 3 turns to get a population boost currently. That will improve the moment we get our next tech upgrade. So, close and turn. We got 4 minutes without an interruption, huzzah! So Red Sang has been identified, Blue Cap Mold has been identified, Dustwater has been identified, and the Hydromeal has been identified. Or Hydromeal. And in 2 turns we have the Xenobiology. So that now is going to put a massive boost. Both of these are going up 1 point next turn. We can actually... we can't optimize that any further, but... let's see... just letting 5 free in that corner. No, that's as far as I can stretch the tax rate currently. And it is worth adjusting this tax rate every other turn, I've discovered. It's one of these games you do have to... this little bar is all important at times. We're going to keep the hero on this at least until the heavy isotope is done. Then we're going to ship him over to Gatria. So Hydromel gives him extra free food per planet, so that's an additional 9, means this system's producing 18. Plus 6% food entirety on the Empire. Xenotourism gives us a load of money increase. It's not going to be important for the challenge, but might be later. Right, let's cycle you along. Can't remember what he's actually over there, but as I said, this is the kind of important world from our perspective. But of course, we're not going to have a colony ship in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns. Just the only thing we really lost by doing that, we lost a science boost. Can we get away with it on that? 2 turns. Yes. Yes, and it hasn't changed any of our build queues, so that's fine. Turn 1. So Gatria is already up to 3, and in 3 turns that goes up to 4. Again, additional food, additional science being made there. So this will now accelerate even further. We're now producing 20 a turn. Can we now rush that first one? No change, no change. And we can get that done. 2-2. Heavy isotope next turn. Right, cycle you along. You'll just head over there. End turn. Right. So we've now produced heavy isotope thingamajiggy refineries. We can buy the alien grafting, but there's not too much point in doing so. Neither is there much point in that or that. What you'll be doing after that is building another colony ship, and we need to start producing a few of these. Now, we lose 1 turn on the colony, but that gets our population growth up faster. That is, it is now alien grafting. This is automatically upgraded from what it was to alien grafting, and that's just going to produce so much food. Only thing now is, do I want to assign you? Must wait 2 turns. Okay, I forgot about that. There is a time limit, they must stay on that world, so that's fine. Moving along, haven't quite discovered anything new. End turn. Additional food supplies. Gatria is now flying, and that is a dead end, which has discovered some meteor strikes. Not a particularly good thing to find, but titanium 70 would be good if that was part of a challenge, and I don't think there's anywhere there's any red saying I can actually colonize, which would be useful. So I suppose you can just go over there and explore. Most of what we want to colonize is these 5 systems. Maybe that's the 6th one as well. So we're about a third of the way through the challenge, and that's almost done. 5 turns away there. No point in lowering that currently. How about raising it? Probably isn't worth it, actually. We'll keep it with there. We're building 11 money a turn, so it's not exactly, we're not exactly doing terribly. And also this is an important thing. Once we can colonize arid worlds, we can then rush our next colony ship over to Zurak as fast as we can. So I suppose we keep things going like that. Alright, cycle you along. So you've now done that, so you're producing food at an even faster rate than you were before. You actually max your population next turn. So now we do want to change you to that system. Now, might be an error, but it's producing 28 production a turn here, and I'd much prefer it to get this one up to speed as fast as possible, because it is just basically going to be awesome once this is done. We might want that one as well. As much as I do want to rush to that, it's a case of we're definitely going to take this, then go that, then go that. Because Gatria can go and take these tiny tundra world of friendly locals, and on Byracon, nope, not there. It's the Ash system, isn't it? No, maybe not. We need Ash and Zurak colonized as quickly as we can. Free red saying there as well would be even more food, which we could, with a tundra world, get finished up there. Is there enough benefit to that at the moment, though? Look at me, I'm making errors. Huzzah. 10-10 over. Right, level up. So because he's now leveled up, we can now improve some of his abilities. We're, though, going to only improve this one. So his now labour skill is improved to 10, providing a 20% boost to both stats, and unlocking efficient schooling and civil engineer. Both quite useful in their own little way, and we're going to buy the heavy isotopes for next turn. Colony in 4, colony in 9. 10 population currently shown. Gatria is now up to 11. And somebody has proposed a deal offering peace. I suppose we might as well accept that. So now that's done, you're now going to start building another colony ship. You're going to get down to there. Next 2 turns. So Zurak is the main target now, but Ash and Zurak has a lot of nice planets there, actually. And of course, getting the Red Sang finished would probably be a good end to this. So, in order, both those Zurak systems, Ash and Kura. In that order, though. Right, our next research thing is 15 turns away, though. You might as well keep exploring, even though I know what's there. The system here is mutated flora, which is additional food, but the large arid world is not the best at producing things. So that's to be considered, but it's not a high priority right this moment. 2 turns away from a colony there. 2 turns away from a colony there. So we're going to produce another one. So it's double thing, and in fact, just to speed things along, because we have 45, we are going to do that, but we're going to queue up Xenobotany first. Because that means I can immediately... this first one is going to go to Zurek, but I could easily throw the second one, get this friendly locals planet up. It's not a great improvement, but considering this is the world that's producing things, we have a large jungle world producing a lot of people. I honestly think that might be worth colonizing that planet first. The Mercurite isn't actually going to factor into this. We're not going to get containment fields in the next 16 turns. Could rush it, but I don't think there's much point to. So now both of those are done. We can now colonize all the planets we need to at the moment. End turn. Right, and you haven't quite made it down there. So now we need to consider. Create fleets. So how many turns will that take you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more turns. So you'll get there on turn 20. This will get to there. I've done it. Didn't want to actually do that. Oh well, you're now going to Ash and you're going to colonize that. Because Ash is quite a useful world. I haven't really talked about this one particularly much. Ice 10 is a negative effect with... well, it's not really negative actually. +2 science is quite good. Irradiated, not very useful for us. High gravity is not very useful. But we do want this second one at Gatria, really. If I need to max things out... 293 and... 2 bones. Again, apologies. I don't know what's happening in this recording, it's just going mad. Anyway, in turn 16 now queued up. Oh, you haven't actually arrived there yet, neither of you. That's really annoying that you're right on the edge of the planet, but not quite there. Oh well. Not a lot I can do about it, that ends my turn. And we have another level up from you. Now, what we're going to do here is immediately go. We can get another plus 20%. How much are you actually making, though? The plus 20... the plus 20 is more efficient. 25 is more efficient currently, so we'll take that now. So now Gatria is now producing 91. Colony is built next turn. Colony built after that. Colony built after that. There is a downside to this, but considering how fast this is producing people, I think I can get away with whatever negative effects might be occurring due to this. So let's cycle you. You are then going to colonize the Esh system. And the first thing you're going to do, you're an ocean world. We're going to buy your alien grafting so you rapidly get some population growth. And then we're going to put you on heavy isotope. In fact, we might even put you sustainable farms. No, you're an ocean world, don't need it. I haven't also adjusted this in a while, have I? So we can get more. Yeah, as I said, I should have been adjusting this every other turn. I've wasted quite a lot probably from this. Still. That's additional production, additional food. It hasn't actually changed any of the values I can see at the moment, but it is more research. And right now we need as much research as we can get, because we're doing a very low product. You've already been improved, so that can be dismissed. And you've made it into a mirror. Now, most of these weren't particularly colonizable. In my first run, I sort of went down here and here first, then realized I pretty much had no choice but to go back. Then I found all of these nice little worlds towards the end. So my score wasn't particularly good, and actually I don't think it's particularly good at the moment here. Where am I in terms of pointage? I'm actually not top, which is a bit worrying, actually, more than anything else. End turn. New colony ship. And Ash has now finished what... Well, actually, of course it finished. It finished it instantly. We're going to colonise this tiny tundra, which adds a few more points to this world. The thing we're going to do on this tiny tundra world, I think, is... I don't want to give it that, actually. I'm going to give it an extra couple of points of production. We can't actually buy it outright, which is a little disappointing. But heck, it's an extra point of... Actually, it's not really worth it, is it? Alien grafting is probably the way to go, especially with the victory conditions and everything else. Alright, cycle you along. You are 3 turns away, actually. And here we go with another ship. So, create. You're going to go down to here. Cycle on. We're then going to check our tax rate. We are looking good. There's now no benefit to realistically staying that, so we're going to up it again. 1, 2... Right, so that's when things change. So we can stick there for a couple of turns. Gatria gains another point of population soon. Esh gains a point in 2 turns. And our main planet is actually locked there. Batel's found an interesting little world with mineral poor with blue cap mold. What's the Empire effect? Approval increase, which actually isn't necessarily a bad thing either. We might see if we can nab that one. There are priorities, but as you can see, with this little chart here, approval is quite a lot in this game. Also, you are not producing anything, and that's a bit of a mistake on my part. You should always queue things up in this game. So, where do we want to go with this? I think where we want to go, let's go and take that world. Once it actually selects it, go there. Take that system. Everyone else can move. No, there was actually nothing there. So I think you might as well go and explore onwards from there. You don't have anything else you can really do, so you're going to produce another colony ship or 2. With 6 turns, then we get another science upgrade. Colony there, going there. As I say, it's mutated flora. It's not the best of worlds, really, but heck, it's now ours. And we're going to take the Colonial Exchange, purely for a bit more money. Heavy isotopes, sustainable farms, which probably go above it. So that's a bit more of a normally built world from me, if I'm honest, how I normally try and play this game. Don't claim to be a master of it, I'm still really learning this system. But heck, we're now quite a few turns in, and we're producing a lot of ships. And more importantly than anything we can do this turn, we now have a monopoly on Hydromeal, giving us a 20% boost to food production. Your job then here, should you choose to accept it or not, is we're going to take, not that, actually what do we want to take here? Heavy isotopes would be quite useful, I guess. Right, if we max this out, what's the major benefit of it? That's as low as we can get it. We're still getting plus 15, actually. One ship in the hangar there. Everything's sort of going up population-wise, so that's all good. You are a number of turns away. You could go and get the Aya system, but I think we want you on Zurak to get a second bit of Red Sang, which gives us a lot more money. 20 turns. Yeah, this next colony I think is definitely going down and taking Batel. Mineral poor, but heck, approval ratings. And if nothing else, we can try and win on the approval ratings. We're actually about up in the score. It amazes me the number of times I've played this game and been absolutely thrashed on that front. Beginning some delicate things, and yeah, that's why Justium has decided to go and visit us. Boo hiss. Right, I'm going to pay for that because that sorts out our money issues. There are better things we could pay for, to be honest, but that's way too expensive for us to consider right this moment. So is that. Right, drop a point doesn't actually... Well, actually it does. This is going to be done in 9. So you may not seem like it, but there is actually a benefit to doing that. So that gets done in 9 turns. Admittingly, that's too late to help us, but we might be able to buy that right at the end. What's 1 from planets? For 7 from planets, for 3 from planets. 1, 2, 2, 2. Right. So population-wise, we're doing okay. Let's think. So we've colonized every world we can realistically get to at this stage. Oh, I don't like that. You're going to try and attack my ship now, aren't you? No, he's moved on. There's one thing I do dislike about this game partially. It doesn't always show you where ships are, it just shows you where they've gone. They seem to move in your turn. It's a faster ship because it's a scout, and I think the Sophons have faster ships generally to start with anyway. Or at least start off with technology to make faster ships, I don't know. So that's 2 turns. And that is 1, 2, 3 turns, 26, and that will be 2 turns there. Right, now that that's got to that stage, we want to consider improving it, and I think this is a good way of doing it initially. So Xenotourism will go and give us more money from the jungle world, and also from the tundra world, actually, thinking about that. Yep, so that will start producing more money each turn. Sustainable farms will start producing more food on the tundra world, and more food is a good thing here. End turn. Right, cycle on. Right, so they now colonise that world. That's a wormhole, we can't go through there yet, and we don't have any real need to, I don't think. And yes, again, first time I played this, I pretty much ran straight into the Sophons and then really couldn't react to them. 52. We can buy that, but it's done next turn anyway. We can't buy that, but we might be able to next turn. Adjusting the slider does not appear to have any significant change on most things. Increasing it, on the other hand, does not change any population fronts, but gives us an extra 21 gold, so we can definitely buy the Esh system a production increase. So all in all, that's a reasonable move. And research complete. Should have been looking at that a little more closely. Right, you're done. We can further increase your population, production rather. And to be honest, I don't see a single reason not to do that at this stage. This is now the production drone, as we shall now call him. Eden Incense, Transvertine, and Proto-Orchids. So what do we actually gain from that? From what I remember, we don't gain anything because none of those systems are relevant to us. Your turn away. You have arrived there, but I don't know what you were doing there. Magnetic field generator is our next real move from quite a few planets, really, if we can finish up, just to try and get our tech speed up a little, but I don't think anyone except maybe this world's going to do it in time. No, just him. Do you have it? No, you need containment fields. I think it was mostly discovery. It wasn't really we had any, was it? No, no. Right. You are heading up to Aya System and you're going to go and grab the titanium for us, I think. You are going to be created and then you are going down to Batel and you're going to nab that red cap mold for us. Next, Esh, can't really buy that for you. Not much point in buying that for you. I'm surprised I can't buy that for you, actually. Sustainable farms, but oh well. You we can buy, and you might as well. Your next move after that is probably going to be something along the lines of colony ship. Although, you're not going to get it built in time either, are you? Tricky, this one. 25 turns, so we have 5 turns left. Oh, no research. Whoops, that's an error. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Botanical scanning is probably our next thing we want to rush to, because supermarkets, if we can get them in time, it would be a nice little thing to speed up towards. Sustainability might be useful. I don't think any of the rest of the techs we could realistically get to are going to be as useful as botanical scanning, so that's where we will go. Right, so everything should be producing something. You've got another colony ship in reserve. And where can we put you? You could, I think, actually, you're not going to get there on time, but we might as well send you up there for the titanium monopoly. Yeah, you're really not going to get there on time. Intern. Cycle on. Colonize. Small tundra. Meteor strikes give it additional production, but lower the happiness value of the planet, so it's only content. And that's probably the best way we can start that world off. Red Sang gives us a bit more food and money anyway, so actually, is it worth putting the money one on? Only planet, really. I think Tundra's only partially affected on the sciencey front, if I'm really honest, but food is probably +2 for planet per population point, so that is how we will go there. That's done, that's done, that's done. So now that Zurich has that finished, we are a way away from that, really. We can improve the production, can there are enough plus points to warrant doing that, so we shall keep on with that. Science is going to get done in maybe even less than 3 turns if we can overrun it, essentially, so that's a good thing. End turn. Yep, particle scanning. This improves the influence area, which is this red screen. Each planet naturally gets that after a certain number of turns. I think it's 30 it might be. By the way, we're going to colonize this world, which gives it blue cap mold, which is additional food, money, and also we have a +4 approval on the Empire, which, huzzah, is probably a good thing. Unfortunately, this system is relatively worthless to us at the moment, and will remain relatively worthless to us for the duration of this challenge. Gatry is only 1 turn away from doing that. He might as well try and build out another colony, which we might be able to land somewhere if I change my tech route. What's in Gatria? No, we're not going to get anywhere that you can colonize there. There's Arctic worlds we could possibly do. I think just to get things up, we're going to go botanical and then go into colonized desert. Could go to then improved thermodynamics, which allows us the low energy, the low area energy type things. I think everything beyond that is sort of whatever we can do, we will do. But don't expect us to do much. And that gives us the +20% money on the Empire, which is a nice little upgrade to have. And you're going to go for the additional money. And because you might as well, plus star system, plus food. In fact, actually, plus food is probably the better thing to have there. In fact, above the money, maybe. Because now we've got a big money increase coming in. We can now have a look at how low we can lower this and still get benefit. So that would then -1. It does get a lot of things built in very quick time. And also keeps everybody happy. And happiness is big in this game, really. Oh, actually, I forgot about you. I wonder if you've been sitting there. I really hope you haven't. But if you have, I apologise. So again, you're really not much of a good world to us, really, so you can go grafting. We might even be able to buy you that very shortly. Ice 10 gives it, so that should be Ice 9. Ice 10 though gives it a slight science increase. Titanium gives it a production increase, which is good because it's not a very high production world, Tundras, as a whole. So that is fine there. So 6. We're doing quite well on the production side. We certainly have more planets than we did when I did this run the first time. Mirror is all lava in the desert, which we will get to desert. Right, end of turn. So we now have a 40% science increase from the Gatria system. So that's now producing 103 science a turn, which is fairly awesome. Turn 28, let's cycle you onwards. Where have you ended up? You're not going to get there on time, are you? Nope, I don't think you're going to get there on time. It's a bit of a shame, really. Can I brush a colony ship out of one of these? Not really. Just seeing what I can do here. Mattel really is miles away from being anywhere near useful to us. I think what I want to do, strangely, off of my last tech thing, just to try and up my points value a little more. Now I need to get to there if I was going to do this. So I'd cut sustainability. Oh wait, we've almost done that. We might as well finish it. Right there. Yeah. There. Press the right button. There we go. Because then that will give me the last turn ability to try and trade away our additional... we have 2 additional things here, which are Hydromel. We have 1 additional we don't need. Ooh, we have a trade route, actually. The reason we have trade route is because we have been to their systems, they have been to ours, which might actually be worth going and getting a couple more of those. I hadn't quite realised that was going on, otherwise I might have made a bit more of an effort to gain a benefit from it. There's no real change in going for a little more money, so a little more money is how we go. Ending turn 28. Right, let's have a quick look-see. Cycle on. Yeah, on the last turn you're going to get there, so you're actually okay there, I think. You're heading down there. We should really consider a bit more military, but really, there's no point in threatening the Sophons. You're 2 turns away there. We got the ability to now declare peace. And yep, as I said, we would get there. So I think our last turn is going to be interesting, because we're going to trade away the 1 point of Hydromel and the 1 point of Red Sang we have in addition to what we need, and see how many techs we can get off the Sophons in that last turn. We'll see. Just anything to try and push our score up a little more. Right, so we have a colony there. Create. Unfortunately, we don't have any real systems you can go to at the moment. I suppose the only one that's partway relevant to us is heading over to Zurak and just finishing up there. Gatria, though, can go and get the infinite supermarkets and actually get a trade route of by itself up. That might be useful. And that would be awesome if I could get it finished on time, which I won't. Prenticon after this can go for that as well. Infinite supermarkets, but it's if I had the desert technology, that would be an awesome way to do this, but meh. Right. So that is my last turn then. I thought I had, for some reason I thought I had one more. Ah well. I suppose all you can do then is head down there. We now have 2 trade routes going on with this world, so that's producing more stuff for us, and that is going to get you a trade route in the last turn. End turn. So that is turn 31. We have now pretty much reached the end. No point in finishing things off. Gatria will last. Has got a good trade route going. Science is done. No research to be done. Though if I go and set that to finish you off, you'll be managed next turn easily. I should really have done some tech trading, but now, since I got it a turn late, I think this is technically where I should really... This is turn 30. 30 turns have now passed. And this is what we've managed to do. We have a score of 295, which is a mild improvement on what I managed. 295. If we check our Empire screen, we have a great amount of food production at the moment. We have far too much money. Should really have optimized and spent some of it, really. So, I'm going to record down my score, and then I'm going to add it onto the forum post at the end. But, this is Shadowhawk 2012, playing a challenge on Endless Space. This game not going to be released until August. I will do a full LP of it at that time, almost certainly. But heck, I hope this has piqued some interest in at least some people, or turned you off it, I don't know. But, I don't know, this game is growing on me the more I play it, and the more I understand how to play it. So, nowhere near a master, but heck, not bad for a newbie at this game. Until next time.